everyone, and today I will try to explain you how we can easily to use master page for editorial design, and then I will explain you what kind of exercise you will do just to develop that kind of skills. Okay, so first of all you have to know that the master page usually we apply for the editorial products which have pages more than four, because if we need just to have some header or footer or number page number for the each page which we try to provide the layout, it will be much easier if we will use the automation of this process and provide that element in the master page template, and then when we will jump exactly in the pages which we will use to lay out all the text, images, and other style elements, will be repeat from one page to another page, the header, the footer, and the number page of our design. So to use or to prepare the master page for the work, you have first of all to know what kind of size of your future products you need to use, and then to create this file. So for example, I need to create the file which is have 10 pages. Start from the first. In this case, I'm going to the new file, choose tab print, then selected the unit millimeters, and for example I have my my size of the page 200 into 220 millimeters, and I need 10 pages with one page start. I also will use the portrait orientation facing page of my layout, and for example margins, which honestly if I have a facing page, start from the inside and increase the size from going via outside of the page. So for example, the inside I will set 10 millimeters. For top, for example, will be 15. For outside also 15, and for bottom will be 20. So will be my margins. And also if you will have any elements which is outside of your dimensions, you also have to use the bleed. So for example, I will provide the bleeds for my work 5 millimeters. Now everything is prepared. I can easily just click create, and it will provide for me the file. And now you may see if I will make a less the zooming, like a zooming down, you may see all these pages which I created in the beginning. But this is not about the master page. If you really want to use the master page and then to distribute your text with images inside, you have to go to the menu pages. Before, I want to remind you that we always use the essential classics, just to provide all the tools and options which is help us to create the layout. Now if you will open the pages, you have you can see here two parts. The low part, it's a part about your pages, and you may see the number of the pages which we use for our design. And also in the top part, it's exactly about the master pages. If you need several master pages, you can use the additional menu of these options and use here the new, it's called here the parent, but honestly it's exactly about the master page for our previous lectures. And here you may see the prefix, why it's going B, because the first one will A, and it's always using Latin alphabet to go and to provide some code for each master page. Depends how you want to use. You can make it based on the A master page, and also how many pages you would like to get exactly for your preparation. And if you will click OK, you may see here two master pages now. The first one it's about A master page, and the second one which is B master page based on A master page. And if you start decorating the master page A, you have to click twice in your in the master page A, and here you have two pages. Why two pages? Because we have master page exactly about the two master pages, the left side and right side. The left side it's an even master page, and the right side it's an odd master page. And all of them you may see that applied exactly to our 10 pages. But if I will need to apply another master page for another pages, we will have to select these pages. For example, I want to apply start from the 6 till 10 the master page B. I will select these pages and use right mouse button to say apply master page to the pages. And here I need to specify what kind of master page I would need to apply. So I will choose B master page and click OK. And now you may see that the first part of our master pages it's A master pages, and the second one it's a B master pages. So in this case, now I just need to prepare these master pages. Honestly, according to the normal common recommendations, we always use first of all the header. So I will use the type header. For that I'm drawing to text frame. Please be careful about the text frames, which, because in InDesign usually it doesn't matter how many lines we have in a text frame, we always have to draw this text frame. And here I can type any title of the header. I will just use the name of this element here. The header could be placed in outside of the page, also in the center of the page, and sometimes it's also possible to apply in the inside of the pages. So depends of your design, you can easily use all of them. For example, sometimes you also have to provide some kind of decoration for the title. And for example, I would like to make a line here, and in this case I will draw this line using hold shift, just make it exactly the horizontal line, provide the thicknesses of this line and also the type. So for example, I want to create this kind of, and depend how what kind of thicknesses you would like to use, you can easily to create this line and then move in a special place where you want to keep it. So for example, like this. You also can apply any formatting for the text. So for example, I want to choose another font. So for example, Helvetica Newer, and also I can apply any style of this text and any size. So usually the header must be the same size as the normal text, or 2 or 1 or 2 points less. So for example, I would like to use the 10 points of the header exactly on my template. And now if I wanted to use all of them in the next page, I can select them and move it in another place, in an odd page, and place it here. So the next things which also sometimes possible to apply for the master page, it's a footer. The footer absolutely the same, but placed exactly in the bottom part. Honestly, not for the classical literature or layouts we use the footer, but for example for magazines, for brochures, for any catalogs, you can easily to use the footer instead of header. Why we don't use the footer for the classical books, or except the number of page? Because according to the rules, in a footer we usually place the extra additional text which is explained some kind of afterthoughts or any another dictionary words or another explanation which is help us to understand the context of our main text. So the footer could be placed in exactly in the bottom part of our elements, and in this case I will use, for example, in the outside of the mode, so exactly to use the middle of that part like this. And also I will use absolutely the same frame just to give me ability to work with two that elements, the first one for footer and the second one exactly for the number of the page. So I will just place there the same type of my text, but instead of header I will use footer. And in the next part I will also use absolutely the same part, but using here to place optimization of number page. And for that I need to go to the type, choose insert special character and markers and current page number. It will provide for you exactly the prefix which we have in our master page. And then you just need to provide where it will have to be placed. So on the footer and for the page number I will use exactly the place which I have in the left side of orientation. And then if I need to repeat all of them I can select them and move it and copy it in the next page. But here I have to choose another alignment of that elements and change the text with footer and number of page have to be flip-flop on that page, because I need to keep the symmetry of this element just according to the good visuality of the elements like this. Also, according to the type of the multi-editorial design, I can easily to use another ways to create the number page of my design. So, for example, I decided that I will need to use some circles in the middle of my design here and place it exactly in the middle of my part. And also the same things I will put it here in another of my size of the elements. Let's find exactly in the middle like this. And now I can select and make some decoration. So for example, I decide that there'll be that kind of color, and if I don't need them more than I have till the bleed, I can easily to cut them using another rectangle and use Boolean operation, which is Pathfinder. If you need to select these options, you have to go to the window, object and layout, and choose Pathfinder. And here we have some Boolean operation. For example, I need to cut by the top object like this. And also absolutely the same, I can do it with another part of odd page. And just use the Boolean operation. You have to select all of them together and use the subtract, which is cut by the top object like this. Now I can again draw the text tool, provide there the number page, which is type, insert special character, markers, and current page number. And then I can easily, first of all, to formatting and prepare the style of my text. So I will use again Helvetica, the bold one, and the text will be bigger. Just give me ability to see exactly which page I'm using now here, like this. And also you can make a less space between the parts and place your text here. One more, you may see that your text number page quite close to the border, to the dimensions or to the artboard of your object, and also it's quite close exactly to the text which we use. So to text we can create the special frame where our text will wrap around these elements, but the size is quite big one, so I can easily to make it smaller. So for example 35 points, and now I can easily to make it in the middle of this part, and I can see that I can use it the same frame from another part, but place it exactly here in the middle, and use first of all the alignment to the right like this. And now you can see that I prepared my template exactly to use them in my design, and you may see it's automatically applied for the pages which I have. And also the same in the master page B, because it's based exactly on the page number A. But if I need to change something, one more what you also have to keep in your mind, that the footer honestly have to be always have some extra space between the margins and between the elements. So like this, now I'm just move it in the middle, just give ability to have some extra space between the margins, or otherwise your main text will just glue it in the elements of your master page. If it's everything ready, you can check how it looks like in the normal page, and you may see how it's applied exactly on your objects. And also if you want to look at here how it looks like in a preview mode of printing mode, you can use Shift W, and it will directly jump into the normal position, and you may see how it's changed from one side to another side. And this helps you also to get the right options of your design. So if you really needed to apply or to change the master page B, you have to select this master page B, and here you have to activate it everything. To activate it everything, you can select everything, and you can hold Shift Control and use the rectangle selection to activate all the elements on your part. And here, for example, I can change something. So for example, I decided that my footer have to select, or my elements have to use some extra plane of my design like this, and they have some color of the elements. So in this case, I'm going to use the special plane rectangle and choose any color. So for example, I wanted again to use the same color here, and just to make easier to see all my elements, I need to make it back. For that, use right mouse button, arrange, send back, and it directly appeared all the elements on your footer and page number. Also, for example, I decided to delete that kind of elements, and you may see how it's changing exactly on your size. So this is how you can use the master page for your design. And other things, you just need to put your text here and start decorating this text. So for example, I want to place here the text, any text which I have for my design. First of all, I have to jump exactly on my first page and find this file to place. So let's try to see even if I have this text for our design, any texts which we can use for this explanation. And the text should be exactly in editable file, like a Word or TXT file. So any file which can include the text of an element. So for example, I have this kind of text. Hackathon is a method of learning. So I can select this text and click open. And if you wanted to distribute this text through all the pages, you first of all have to hold Shift when you try to place in the left top corner, and it will automatically place all your text inside of the part, and you may see how it's distributed between the parts. So now I can see exactly how the text lay in my elements, and then Depends what kind of text you use. Sometimes it's have inside the empty row, and honestly, if you start to make a formatting of the text, you first of all have to remove all these empty rows. To see these empty rows, you have to go to the type and choose here the options which is called show hidden characters, and it shows you exactly these empty rows. So this is exactly empty rows, this is empty rows. Why? Because it's only the symbol which is say as this is the end of the paragraphs. And for example, here I don't have, because here it's a space after or space before. And if it says in your task that you have to clean your text, which means you have to remove all the empty rows before you start providing any style of your text, you have to use these hidden characters just to see where you have these empty rows. And if you need to remove them, you have to click twice on this row and just use backspace to move this row up. Now if you need to apply the style of formatting, you have to select all the text first of all and apply any style. So for example, I need the Times New Roman regular, and for example 12 points with leading 14 points, and with no space. So I remove everything what I have here, and no the first line intent, no left intent, no right intent. So first of all, you just need to apply the very normal text. And also, for example, I want to apply the justify alignment of the text with the last line in the left. So now I can see exactly how my text should be lay here. And the second one, now I can easily to start changing some parts. So for example, this is my title. I can select this title and select and choose, for example, bold, and the alignment of the text should be in the middle. One more, you always have to see how it's going. That it's not impossible to use the hyphenation between the on the title. So I will use the Shift Enter just to move powerfully the text in the next line to give me ability to provide the right visuality of the parts. For example, after the text, you know that it should be some extra space, so I will keep exactly the cursor in my last line, jump into the paragraph line and provide the space after. So for example, I want to use the 4 millimeters, and this is my second like a subtitle. For subtitle, I also want to use the medium part and use also the the bold. But for the normal text, I use the capital letters, and also, for example, I decided to I need to use the 14 points for my text and 16 points for the leading. And for my normal subtitle text, I will use the also bold, but with the 12 point size and 14 leading. And also I need to provide the space after, but if I use it here the 4 points, or for example inside I will use it here 6 points, and for the subtitle I will use just 3 points, so twice less. Now you may see that everything is done, and here for example if it will be for example Russian language, I will use hyphenation, and also I will use the Russian language vocabulary here. But because it's English, usually English use the extra space between the paragraphs. So for example, I will use 2 points between the paragraph, which is give me ability to see all these paragraphs. But also you can easily to apply the first line intent. Usually it's a 5-7 millimeters. It depends how you like to use it. So for example, I will use the 7 millimeters and also use the hyphenation here, but honestly it is not very common for the English language. They prefer to keep all the words together, and that's why sometimes they use exactly the left alignment of the text. So this is how you can apply the text, and if you have any images You can also apply these images, but the images when you have should be placed in any part of your objects. But then you always have to provide, for example, I want to use the image here in the top, and because some text just hidden by this image, I have to use the text wrap. To use the text wrap, you have to go to the window, text wrap, and then first of all to choose what kind of type you would like to use. I have a rectangle picture, so I will use exactly the alignment of this image around around the image. And also it's better to provide the size where your text should be out of the picture. Usually it's a 3 millimeters, so I have from the left side and also from the bottom part. I need to provide this 3 millimeters. Sometimes you don't need exactly to provide the 3 millimeters. It should be looks quite like a 3 millimeter. Like here, I have only 1 point from the bottom part, and because it's quite enough just to keep this the right size of my image. And also I have the left side of margin for the image. Just give ability to see all the text which is I have, and this text just wrap around the image. So this is how we can easily to start making our text. The other things you just need to look at carefully on the text to apply everything what you need exactly according to the technical description. So this is the short explanation about how you can use the master page to apply everything for your design. Thank you very much.